Seattle Center, November 171 Papa, I'm sorry, is ready for departure, holding short at runway 7.
Alaska 19051 with 10,000 for 15,000.
Alaska 1905 Seattle, depart Seattle Center radar, climb and maintain 16,000.
I'll maintain 16,000, Alaska 1905.
Alaska 1905, depart direct Hawks.
Direct Hawks, 1905.
Alright, so we are... I thought we were...
771 Papa. Release for departure. Climb flight if not out by 00450. Time now 00370. Report airborne on course this frequency. Forget to change to advisory approved.
You can see the map here. I thought we were just about going to sneak through here without too much trouble. But it looks like our ceiling is lowering even more.
Papa, please. You're breaking up there.
But we're over the hills.
71 Papa. Released for departure. Clearance flight if not out by 00450. Time now 003.
We head down to the 500 feet or so.
Report airborne this frequency. Frequency change to advisory approved.
Roger that.
Let's see if that's enough. Doesn't look like it's going to be. We'll go down another.
442 altitude checks. Load C is validated. Thank you, sir.
So anyway, back to the direction of flight deal, and
No problem. Thanks so much, Captain.
here's kind of what I'm seeing. When I looked at my flight plan originally, the course on Sky Vector did appear to be going to the east. Okay, visually, before we messed up and went to Portland, it was kind of here, and it ended up what visually appeared to be a little bit to the right, to the east. But what that is, I think, is an error in, well, not an error, but that's distortion caused by the map. So obviously, if I'm going at a heading of 356, that's a northwesterly heading. So that is my mistake on that, and lesson learned to not just look visually at Sky Vector, but actually think about the direction that you're flying. And yeah.
Rising 442, same intentions.
Okay.
Rising 442, believe it or not, just had a stuck error on, please hold for Rising 442.
Hopefully we're coming up here soon on
Seattle Center, November 171 Papa is going to cancel IFR clearance. I'm having some problems with my plane, so I've got to figure out what's going on.
Number 171 Papa, Roger. I can keep your IFR flight plan open if you intend to fly again. If not, that's okay. I'll keep it open, but your clearance is void, or your release is void. Have a good...
Thank you.
Alright, so we're looking for the Ed Carlson Memorial
1905 descend via the Hawk 7 arrival, still heading south.
Kilo Tango Delta Oscar. And did we have it? Is that it? Is that it, perhaps? I think so, because it's got basically an east to west runway. I'm just checking it out. Yes, 2, 4, and 6. I can check the numbers out. If there's any chance I can see that. 2, 3, yeah, it's a default scenery. Okay, cool. So that tells me that we're, for the most part, on the right heading, which is awesome. I think we might be just a little bit low here, but
6621, I think.
Looks like our weather's breaking up also. Alright, rechecking winds, recheck our drift calculator. So now it's telling me the winds at 3,000. Let me jump back over here and show you what I'm doing. Okay, it's telling me, looking at my active skies, telling me the winds at 3,000 now are 242. So that's changed slightly. A little bit more directly off our right hand side, and they are 5 knots. So now I only need a wind correction angle of 1 degree, so my heading bug should be set
3644 radar contact 76 miles east of Lakeview, photo goal 360. Hello.
So we'll bump it over 1 and we'll see what happens. Now I've got a little bit of a decision to make here.
442 Roger.
If I don't feel like I can fly directly through that, I'm going to have to decide, the weather looks better here to the northwest. Do I deviate and head a little more to the northwest, or do I stay with, you know, my course and just try to punch through, stay low, skirt those mountains? I might have to kind of sneak through this little valley potentially, but 60 nautical miles. Breaking out my handy dandy calculator here. You guys have probably already done the mental math. 190 divided by 60. Yeah.
Special aircraft information, Mike now current at Seattle, altimeter 299 Alaska 1905, advise when you have Mike, expect Seattle 16 left.
We got Mike and expect ILS 16 left, Alaska 1905.
Got about 18 minutes or so to our next waypoint. A little bit less than that because, again, the wind is slightly behind us, so our ground speed actually is about 1.
26 November, do you intend to enter the Class Bravo, or below the Class Bravo that go to Bastion?
We would like permission to enter Class Bravo. Well, we are intending full stop at Bastion Island.
26 November, is uncontrolled. You're cleared into the Seattle Class Bravo airspace, maintain VFR at or below 3,500.
Cleared into the Class Bravo airspace, will maintain VFR at or below 3,500. 626 November. Okay. Anyway, going back to my calculators.
And 26 November, remain
I'm going to
3
say
miles west from the Seattle 161 degree radial at all times.
Well, I think we're pretty close. So it was about 18 minutes. That was going to give me right about 7 o'clock my time. So, which is only about 15 minutes from now. But we
26 November, remain 3 miles west of the Seattle 161 degree radial at all times.
3 miles west of the 161 radial for 66 November. All right. Let's take a look at that. 161.
TVM 2 Alpha Papa leaving my airspace, Vancouver Center closed, radar service terminated, frequency change approved, have a good night.
Alright, so Seattle,
Alright, leaving airspace for 2 Alpha Papa. We'll see you on
Let's
the
see
next
if
one.
we can get this figured out. 116.8.
Sounds good.
And then the radial 161. And center 626 November, could you repeat that, the last information with the Seattle radial and the DME?
Beechcraft 26 November, remain 3 miles west of the Seattle 161 degree radial. It's the extended center line of the 3-4 runways. Remain 3 miles west.
Okay, we'll stay 3 miles west, 161. Thank you for that, 66 November. Okay, so, man, So I get that. It's the extended center line of the runway.
Delta 6267, 16 left, wind 19012, clear for takeoff.
For the life of me, though, I don't know from where I'm at right now how I would account for that. But I think what I'm going to do is, when I get a visual on Seattle, then I'm just going to make a left turn to stay well clear of everything here. But what he's doing is he wants to make sure that I'm not in the way of, you know, departing traffic or arriving traffic. So we've got about approximately 13 minutes, I'm estimating, until we're where we need to be, until we're approaching Seattle, Tacoma. So maybe here in about 5 minutes or so, we may change course.
Center, Air Canada 569 with
Got the radial.
Flight level 260.
We are already
569, Seattle Center, hello, squawk 6634, I did.
left of that particular radial.
Say again, Air Canada 569?
Air Canada 569, Seattle Center, squawk 6634.
But I think we have a little bit of time here
6634,
still.
Air Canada 569.
.233 at 5. It's telling me my heading needs to be 352 now, which I think is what I had it. Bump it over one more.
Air Canada 569, radar contact, 8 miles south of Kelowna Falls, flight level 360. Clear direct, Payne, Papa Alpha Echo.
Direct to K, Air Canada 569.
Delta 6267, radar contact, altitude. Delta 6267, radar contact, say altitude.
My apologies, 6,400%, Delta 6267.
Delta 6267, climb and maintain 8,000 for now.
8,000, Delta 6267.
Alaska 1905 at 2 o'clock, 7 miles westbound, 7,100, climbing 8,000, restricted below you, and arrival in the city.
We're in the clouds right now. We'll keep an eye on Alaska 1905.
Delta 6267, traffic, 10 o'clock, 5 miles, northbound, 737 out of 10,000, restricted above you by the arrival.
All right, I think you're in file. We're going to meet you at Delta 6267.
All right, it's getting to become the tricky part here. I think we're still well enough to the west of this radial that we don't have to worry too much. With the wind pushing us from the left, I am a little bit concerned. I'm trying to identify this airport here. single strip kind of north to west, or sorry, north to south. I think that could be Fort Lewis. I'm hoping it's Fort Lewis. If it is, then we're heading the direction that we need to be heading. And then if that's Fort Lewis, then we should have let's see, McCord Field over there, which is a little bigger, which puts us heading right where we want to head. So the Vashon, I thought it was Vashon the whole time, but the Vashon Island is a pretty big island.
Delta 6287, Contained for level 350.
We may end up missing it, but hopefully not. It's telling us we're about 25 miles away from Seattle right now, so
Delta 2120 Seattle Center, squawk 6630.
getting there.
Right, 6630 on Delta 2020.
Alright, there's another airport.
Closing 442, airspace, Vancouver closed, radar service terminated, frequency change approved, good night.
That's the first airfield we're going to see that's
Alright, we're clearing over to the frequency
across
change
the way. That might be Tacoma. I
442,
think that's Tacoma Narrows. So
Delta 20, Delta
when we hit
6267,
Tacoma
clear direct
Narrows,
speed pot.
I think we're going to head fairly well north. Vashon Island is just directly north of where Tacoma Narrows is, and the airport, the municipal airport that we're heading for, is on that north side of that island. So that's the plan, I think. Of course, no ATIS there at Vashon Municipal.
Seattle Center, November 517 Echo Romeo, radio check. November 517 Echo Romeo 555.
But my active sky is telling me surface winds 210 at 12. No precipitation. We do have a few clouds at 2,300.
Delta 2120, radar contact 30 south of Brogue Valley, flight level 320.
Overcast 6,600. So it should be okay for a visual approach. Our alternate, if we don't make it into Vashon Municipal, is north and west. We're going to head up to Kilo Hotel Quebec, Mike. I've got an Orbix scenery up there, so if we need to, we'll head that way. Bowerman, sorry, airfield. But I think we're looking pretty good so far. Fingers crossed. So here we are.
Seattle Center, November 171 Papa, requesting radio check.
Here's what's kind of tricky.
171 Papa 555.
Visually, it looks like I just about got caught in that same deal. Visually, it looks like I should be heading straight north on the map, but if I look at my heading right now, I am almost heading straight north, so I almost feel like I need to maybe turn
Mike. We'd like to request taxi for a VFR departure. We're going to be departing to the south.
North here and head that direction.
November 517 Echo Romeo, I have your request standby.
At the end of the day,
1905, just maintain 3000.
there's Seattle Tacoma. We have to stay clear of that, which I believe we have. And now all we have to do is locate.
1905, turn right, heading 070, that's your final approach.
This is Vashon Island. We should be flying over a private airfield called Wax Orchard. It's one of the Orbix sceneries.
Beach 517 Echo Romeo, clear out of Seattle class Bravo airspace, maintain VFR level 2,500, squawk 6611.
We're going to need to start slowing down because we're approaching quickly. So anyway,
cleared into the SeaTac Bravo airspace.
Back to the weather.
3,500, squawk 6611.
If we're 210, we
Beach 7 Echo Romeo, lead back on my 160 VFR.
honestly are going to be coming around, probably entering left traffic, which is going to be good because that'll allow us to get a feel for where the airfield's at, and then come around. The tough part is it's landing kind of downhill, and so that might be a bit of a challenge, but let's see if that is Wax Orchard, and there's our airfield right there. So okay, cool. We've actually managed to find it.
Ladies
and gentlemen,
maintain 3,000 localizer, clear off on 6 left approach.
we'll fly over the top of both of these guys. We'll see if we can get this bird slow enough to land on this grass runway. I had a little trouble with these two airfields. They're free from Orbix and they're a lot of fun, but when I upgraded to prepared version 4.4, they didn't look too hot, and I had to kind of reload them, and so I'm curious to fly by and see what they look like now. The last time I was here, I wasn't at Vashon Municipal, but I was at Wax Orchard, and it looked fine. But they really work well with the Pacific Northwest mesh that Orbix has made. Okay, I'm going to go ahead put a notch of flaps in here. Wax Orchard is just like a little farm basically, and you can see the airfield's kind of lined with these white markers. I'm not seeing the trees loading in though. It's surrounded by trees. That's not good.
Well, 19, I believe 106 left clear to land. And traffic alert, traffic. Oh, traffic 11 o'clock, 3 miles eastbound, just departed Boeing Field with no clearance.
116 left, we'll keep an eye on Alaska 1905.
Not seeing really any trees down there.
Traffic set northbound, we head northwestbound, just watch out. Type altitude unknown.
Hopefully we won't have the same problem up here at Vashon. Looks like those trees are okay up there though. Alright, well we'll find it. Or we'll figure it out.
7 Echo Romeo. Yes, sir. We would like to request departure off of Kilo, if possible.
Pretty much a north to south
Okay, only 16 left at Kilo, taxi to Bravo.
runway orientation.
Okay, hold short of 16 left, we'll hold short of 26 left at Kilo, taxi by Bravo.
We're going to swing out here plenty wide. Get
26 traffic observed between you and the Vashon Island Airport. Remain 5 miles west of Seattle, 3 miles west of Seattle at all times. Radio service is terminated. Squawk 1200, frequency change approved.
Squawk and VFR and over to Unicom. We'll stay 3 miles west of SeaTac. Thanks for the ATC 626 November. Alright, we can do that. Boom. 2280. Okay. There we go. When the trees pop in, it's harder to find. And it's tucked right in there. You see the little row of houses, and that's kind of how you know. We're going to take it clear out past the point here. Try to stay about 1,500 or so. Get our speed as low as we can, full flaps. We're going to really have to bring her in fairly steep. You know, it's, I guess if you were a golfer you would say that the runway is guarded by trees on all sides, which I think is nice for the GA pilots because you know, it provides them a little bit of wind protection on takeoff. Now on landings it makes it a little tricky because you can be getting blown one way, and then as soon as you drop below tree level, then you have to kind of compensate for that. But nonetheless, there it is. So I'm guessing Wax Orchard probably also populated with trees. Yeah, it's over there. You can't see it, but it's just a very pretty little GA airport. Let's stay clear of the towers, huh? I don't know that he did send me to Unicom. I'm going to stay squawking VFR, but I'm going to jump back on his frequency just in case.
Eastern 2995. Well, you stayed line the west or east, Delta 2120.
Alright.
Delta 2120, just India Timbers 2 landing west.
Okay, landing west, thanks, Delta 2120.
MGI Center, November 517 Echo Romeo, holding short of runway 16 left at Kilo, ready for departure.
Speed right at about 100 will be good. Don't need to be climbing. Got a single notch of flaps in so far. Getting to the end of the island. Let's drop our landing gear. Get everything trimmed out where it needs to be. Get our speed where it needs to be.
Yeah, Center, November 517 Echo Romeo, holding short of runway 16 left at Kilo, ready for departure. So Echo Romeo, 16 left, position and hold.
Prop levers heading full forward.
Line up and wait, 517 Echo Romeo.
Alright, landing lights, taxi lights on, prop sync is off, flaps approach. Everything else looks good.
Seattle Center, good evening, Sword 41 at the ground at Whidbey, looking for the IFR clearance
Get
to North
ourselves
Island.
clear of the island, which we are. Well, full flaps. I want as slow as we can get it here because it's going to take me just a second to kind of locate the field once we turn. Going to be kind of coming around almost just with no base, just
41, I agree request statement.
straight around into southern heading. Alright, let's see if we get lucky.
Sword 41, clearance available.
Ready to copy, Sword 41.
Sword 41, cleared to North Island Naval Air Station, pen code for departure, and then as filed. Maintain 4,000, squawk 6637.
Clear North Island, pen code for departure, then as files. Maintain
All right.
4,000, squawk 6637, Sword 41.
Here we go, boys and girls. Wish us luck.
Sword 41, lead back correct, 25 for
Can
departure.
we find the airfield? That's the first
for
challenge.
departure, we'll call taxi, Sword 41.
I see our row of hangars
Beach
there.
Echo Romeo, wind
Turned a little too tight.
1011, runway 6 left cleared for takeoff, straight up for troopers.
Okay, altitude looks pretty good. Speed is about as slow as I can have it right now. 3 green and full flaps. No traffic inbound. Things are looking as good as they can. Now it's just a matter of putting her on the ground. The hangars there give you a little bit of a directional aid, which is nice because it's tough to see, especially how green it is right now in the spring. Speed's coming up a little bit. We're gonna do our best to keep it low and slow. I have never brought the Duke into this field. So you're witnessing history one way or the other. Either the first successful landing of a Beech Duke 60 at Vashon, or the first crash on the active live stream. Let's see what happens.
7 Echo Romeo, contact Seattle departure 125.6.
Speed is right there at the red line. Don't want to go any slower. Feel like I'm a little bit high, but I'm nervous about those trees at the end of the runway. A little off. You can see the lighter green. That's my runway. Alright, well, I'm about as slow and low as I can get here. Let's see what happens. There's one tree that screws me up. Yep, right there. I gotta go around that guy. Alright, shoot the gap. Back to idle. Missed that tree. Here we go, coming in. Hot and heavy. We're down. Full reverse. We may just pull this off, folks. Yes, indeed, my friends. That was fun. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about where I'm going to park. That was a lot of fun, guys. Okay. I'm just going to pull over right here. This looks like a good place right next to the red van. Red van, red hanger for the blue Duke, right? There you go, folks. Man, if I had some cameras set up, I would do some replays of that. But I think you've watched enough. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. Like I say, it was a lot of fun. I am off to watch Game of Thrones. It's the season premiere, the final series, or final season of the series. So, again, thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys have a good rest of your Sunday. As always, we'll see you next time. Take care. God bless.